your personal finances. On the Personal Finance Corner today, let's bring on board Gaurav Mashruwala, financial planner and author of Yogic Wealth. Gaurav, hi, good afternoon. Always good chatting with you. Now, we time and again get queries on how people should now look at debt funds and debt instruments. Firstly, really the rationale of who it is ideally best suited for.
So here, the standard answer always is first look at your condition. If you have any financial goal which is likely to come up in next 2 to 3 years, you should consider debt instrument. Now, this could be a debt mutual fund or a bank deposit or a FD outside or post office schemes, anything but anywhere between 0 to 3 years. So it could be money required for contingency, which could be in cash, near term, 1 or 2 weeks to 3 years, whatever it is, you should consider debt instruments, and then there are different vehicles available in the market.
Indeed, and you often get confused out there, Gaurav, in terms of what to choose for: debt liquid, debt ultra short term, there's credit opportunities, dynamic bond, debt income funds as well. For an ideal scenario like right now, where there is still persists a lot of global uncertainty, while equity markets and bond markets have moved in a very different fashion, but globally one is seeing a lot of fear out there in the debt markets across the globe with the way the bond markets have been moving. What could be the ideal instrument for someone, who's still young, who's still earning, and who is looking at a longer term time frame to invest?
So again, don't ever look at external conditions from a financial planner perspective, because those situations will keep changing, and based on that, if you keep changing and modifying your portfolio, then you're bound to have a situation where you don't know where you're going. Irrespective of the age, it's that when you require money, the entire thought process of financial planner will be, when do you require money? It's your requirement. If you require money, if you want to keep aside something for contingencies, it has to be cash and maximum liquid fund. If you have a house payment coming up in next 2 to 3 months, or if you're going to pursue MBA and you need to pay fees abroad in September, it could be ultra short bond funds. Slightly longer duration, you could be picking up a debt instrument. Now, whether you should go for a kind of a debt instrument which plays on duration or on accrual basis, well, that's your call, because the moment you're getting into duration play, you need to have skills to understand these debt market and also time. If you don't have both, either skills or time, just leave it and go for an accrual fund and keep focusing on that. External conditions are more volatile and dynamic compared to your own requirement.
Indeed, that is a crucial thing. But Gaurav, what if someone is looking at a 5-year time frame? What could be the best instrument right now in terms of utilizing and maximizing from debt funds?
So if it's like 5 years, as a planner, it will be combination of debt and equity depending on what the goal is. If your goal is something like fixed, known requirement, after 5 years, you could have a 20-25% equity and rest into a debt instrument. It could ideally be a fixed deposit or a bond if you get a tax-free bond. Probably the secondary bond market, where you have these government security tax-free bonds which are maturing after 5 years. If that's not the case, then pick up a debt fund which has a longer maturity period, a longer duration. One thing is they'll be more volatile, but ensure that those are trading more or dealing more on accrual, so that they are not kind of moving around their debt paper on and off. It's your condition you need after 5 years. After 5 years, if situations change, you are not going to change your management. You don't have that luxury. So pick an instrument which has a similar amount of maturity. At maturity, you get the money that you want.